In this video, we're going to show you how to score with the scorekeeper program for baseball and softball and to import stats into the TurboStats Manager application. So the first thing you want to do is start your scorekeeper live score. First time you run it, it will download from the internet when you click on this button, but I have it loaded already. If you want to create a game and you have used TurboStats here, if I start the TurboStats program here and I open a team here, open existing team. And so what you could do here is open your team, and if you want to export over a game so you could score it, you can click on the lineup screen and you could set your lineup. You could set the batting order, okay, or first you would create your team here. I already had a team in here, so if you were going to create a team, you would hit create a new team and give it a name. Okay, and you're in the program here, you just hit add player. You type in your team name up here. Okay, and then what you do is just type in the player number and put a name in here. Hit save and then add. And just build your roster up here. Okay, so just hit add. Okay. And so once you get your roster in here, okay, you could close out of the program. And then you can come into the hamburger menu here in Scorekeeper, and you can go into Create Game. Now what this allows you to do is pick the teams that you created in your TurboStats Manager application, which you're eventually going to use to import. So the advantage is you're going to get the exact same names and uniform numbers. So just click on the home team here, okay, by clicking that button here. I'm in a subdirectory. And so I'm going to pick one team, and then I'm going to click over here and pick the visitor team. I could leave the visitor team blank if I wanted, and it would still create a game. Okay, but I'm going to create the visitor team here. All right, and then what you do is hit create game. Okay, and this message is going to come up because when you create this game and you get it over into the scorekeeper, there's some issue with Windows that you don't want to score this actual game. You just want to use the lineups, and we tell you that here, don't score this game. So I'm going to hit OK. All right, so now I pick which user that I'm going to be able to put it to, and I can give it a game name. So if I want to give it a game name or put the date there, if you want to put the date on the end, okay, and you want to say you want to use dashes. Okay, don't use the slash character. That'll mess up the file name when you go back into your computer. So just put like a dash or an underscore, something like that. Okay, so when you enter your name. You can pick who the home or visitor team is, hit finish, and now it's ready to sync over. So what you do is you click on this button here, and your scorekeeper application will start. I like to have this over on the right side of my screen here. It's just more convenient. This button is good because you can hit save in between innings and save your changes. Okay, so now the first thing you gotta do is you gotta sync it over. You click on that button there and then you hit sync, and now that'll sync it over to your machine. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the field icon, and I'm going to see this game I just created at the top. So now I don't want to score this game, so I'm going to use the lineup. I'm going to hit new, and then I'm going to give it a new name. Okay, and then when you pick the home team, you could pick the two teams that you just added on here, okay? And the lineups will come over just like you added them when I hit scorecard, home lineup, okay? And so what I want to do now, I'm going to go back to the main screen here. You got to put a picture in here just to get past these messages. Okay, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to highlight the game that I synced over that I just used for lineups, and I'm going to make sure I delete that, okay? If you don't delete that, you're going to have an error message when you try to import. So just bring it over, use the lineups. If you're bringing over 4 or 5 teams, you can make a couple games, bring them over, create the games here. So now from here on in, I'm just going to hit new here in the scorekeeper app and create my games here using the pick list. Okay. So if I want to score the game, I just click on the scorecard. I do the home and visitor lineups. Main thing I need here is a pitcher. As long as I have a pitcher, it lets me in. Okay, I don't have fielders at all positions, but I could set up all the fielding. If I need to get back to the lineup, I click on here and pick a team, and I can come in here and I could pick the the positions here and set up that. Okay, if I need to make subs later in the game, I can click on lineup and I could hit sub, quick sub, and I could say, which number is going in for which number. Okay, and that'll make the swap. Okay, so you have the quick sub. If you want to bat everybody, you could add as many batters as you want. If you need to move your order up, you could come here and you can go and you could move this guy to the top, or you could just keep hitting up, 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 and putting him up in the lineup here. One more time, and now I'm on the top screen. Now I could add him in the bat. So you could have as many players as you want bat. All right, so that's good. You got your lineups here. Now I could just hit ball, strike. I don't have to do balls and strikes. It's a single. I just click on where the ball went. If the runner steals a base, I can click on the runner and say stolen base. Okay, if there's a double, I click where the ball went. Okay, and I could say scored. All right, if there's a single, I could just hit location. Maybe he stayed at second. And now if there's a double play, I could say out, double play. And it could be a forced double play. Click the shortstop. And it'll ask me the order. I can go 1 second to first. Done. Okay, what runner was out? Okay, I can tell you which guy, the guy on first was out. Okay, and the runner on second now, what happened to him? He batted forward, went to third. All right, so that's how you would enter like a double play. If you had any issues, you could hit undo. Okay, down here at the bottom. If you need to go change something, you could scroll back here and say this guy really didn't get an RBI. I could hit edit, and I could take away his RBI. I can control how he advanced the bases. Instead of batting forward, I could say advance and say it was a stolen base. Okay, if he didn't get third to home, so I don't have anything there. And you could pick whether somebody got an RBI on it or not. So all this could be customized here, whether it was an earned run. All right, when you need to get back to the current batter, you can just click on home plate. It'll take you right back in there. If you want to keep track of righty versus lefty, you could pick that it's a lefty batter. And if it's a righty-lefty pitcher, you could change that there. Or when you go into the lineup, okay, if you pick the player and you want to just change his batting stats, you could say bats left, throws left. Okay, and that'll change the pitcher as well. Same thing with the batter there. Batters could switch hit, so it's not going to change it on your lineup screen. All right, so now we just keep scoring. If there's a strikeout, I could put that in there. It switches to the next inning. If I want to see who's on deck, I can click on the on deck circle, and it'll show the next 3 batters. If I want to see where this player hit the ball, I can click on the player, hit all games, go to spray charts. It'll show me everywhere that he hit the ball. A lot of cool things you could do right here in the screen. You want to see who's up next, just use the arrow. So a lot of times you're in this mode and you see where he hits it and you pick the other guy, the next guy, and decide who you want to walk. Okay, so you have all that capability right here in this application. And so now when the game's over, you want to go back and you want to hit save. So I use the save button between innings in case your application ever hung up or your battery died on your computer. Just hit the save button whenever you need to, and it'll save it for you. Okay, so now the game's over. I click the sync button and I hit the hot sync here, and now that's going to move it over where I can import that game now. So now I'm going to go back in my TurboStats Manager application. Okay, I'm going to pick that team. Let me open up an existing team here. Okay, and then I'm going to go over into the game screen here. And so here's a list of all the games you've played so far. And so you could hit add game. Or I think I could just, no, I'm going to hit add game. And I'm going to say who the game is against. I could even pick them out of a list. Whoever, I think That's the team we played. Hit save game. Okay, so now I got a game in here. All right, and now I just highlight that game and I hit import from the scorekeeper app. And now it's going to show me all the games for the Ultimate Warriors. That's the team I'm in. It's going to look at the games names the way they match here in this application. So when you go to lineup, hit the game here, scorecard. When you go into the lineup screen, okay, this name right here has to match in here, and that'll show you all the games that that team played. All right, so I could highlight this particular game and I could hit web box score, and I could look at what was scored now. Okay, so I could come and I could type a write-up in for the game here. No problem. I can go into the score sheet mode here, add a score sheet, and I could just pick that game out of the list here, and I can hit print scorecard, and I want to do it to, say, a PDF. I can add it to a PDF printer, and it will automatically update if you make a box score. So we use PDF redirect. If you want to install PDF redirect, you could do that here in the program. I could show you that in a few minutes when the program comes up. So if you want to add a photo, you could add a photo here for this box score, and then you can hit this post button and create a box score. Now this is going to be the name of the box score. It's going to say the name of our event, and then it's got a game number. Okay, so you can increment the game number, print the box score. That'll be up on the website. If you have a league site with us, that'll be right there in the league site. Makes a really nice league site. So that's how you would do the box score. Just post it, then you go back, and then you would hit import game in here, and it will, automatically bring in the game and all the stats for you. I'm not going to bring that in here now because this is just a sample. So that's how you create your games in here. Now, if I want, I could delete this game. I just right-click on it and say delete game, clean it out of there. And if you want to enter the games manually and you're not using scorekeeper, you just pick the games here, hit add player, and you could drag the players into the lineup, put them in the batting order, and then you could just highlight the player and put in any of their stats. Okay, if it's a righty-lefty, if you got the Pro Series, you can click the right button or the left button and enter the stats versus righty versus lefty. If you have the Pro Series, you could do fielding, and you could pick which position they played. They might have played first, for 4 innings, and then how many putouts did they get there, and then they moved over to pitcher. Okay, and then maybe they had 2 innings at pitcher, and maybe they had a couple putouts and assists there. And so that's how you can set up all the different positions they play. Okay, and that's really all you need to do to put the games in here. And so I can hit save game when I'm done. Okay, saves everybody in that game. All right, so now I just close out and get to let me show you another screen that you can go into when you want to do the Scout program. If you have Turbo Scout, you double click on the Turbo Scout product. What's kind of really cool about this is that you could see all different matchups. Like here's all the games. You could pick the team up at the top here. There's all your opponents. You can go in here and hand pick whichever opponent you want. If you want to see your stats versus one particular team, you can highlight the player and see their charts. If you want to see their pitch charting, I don't have any pitch charts in this game, but it will show all the different zones for the pitching. You could pick batter versus pitcher or pitcher versus different batters. Okay, you could add as many pitchers or batters as you want by highlighting them. The same thing with the spray chart. So you add all those players in there, put that spray chart. It's a mixed chart. Okay, and you can go in all different games here. You could add different games to this mix here. You want to look at all the top opponents, how players doing against those opponents. You can go under stats and see their stats. So it's not as easy to do that in the manager program. That's more for your season totals and stats in different tournaments and things like that. And I didn't show you that, by the way. Up in here, if you want to pick the type of game it is when you import this game, you could say it's a tournament. Okay, and any type game type you want. If you want to add your own, just hit new and make your own game type. So if you want to post a website here for your team, you can come into this screen, hit post website, and you could just hit some selections here, whether you want the team drop down, whether you want to add a logo, and then you just hit post website. It'll push your site up to the website and give you to the web and give you a link that you could share with the players on your team. You do have to repeat this each game. If you want to download that PDF redirect print program, it's right here, the icon under the team website. You click on this button, it'll take you to the download.com page where you could download that PDF redirect. And it's a nice application because it allows you to put multiple PDF reports on one printout. Like you can come in here, you could print some spray charts, you can go into here, and then you could print the spray charts. You could pick how many up that you want on the chart, and I could hit OK, and then it'll make a printout, and then I could add the regular team stats summary to that, all before I close the PDF file. And then I have one PDF I could email to everybody. So that's kind of the rundown on how you would score with this program and use the Turbo Scout product to do all your different graphs. When you're finished, if you want to make a backup here, there is an option here where you can go to the cloud drive. Okay, and what's really neat about the cloud drive is you could work with multiple people. We have a lot of teams using our product for scouting. So someone will go scout the game, they'll go into the cloud drive, and they could upload the game after you hot sync. You sync it first, then you could upload the game to the cloud. Now anybody on your platform here could pick one of those games and download it and look at that game now in the scorekeeper and in the scout program. So it's a great scouting tool. You could we have teams that have 5 copies on 5 different computers, and people are scouting different games, and they're all sharing them in the cloud space. So it's a really nice tool here. If you need to make a box score, you can come in here and you can go into the box score button. And you can make a box score in this application, or which is nice is you could print the scorecard. Okay, so I could come in here and pick a game. All right, and I could hit print scorecard, and I could choose to print it to my PDF printer. And let me show you what the scorecard looks. We never opened it up before. Here comes the PDF program now. And so when you click on the scorecard, okay, you click on it, and I'll bring it in over here. All right, and so you get this really nice scorecard that it prints out for you on a PDF. And if you're using our website tools, this will upload and be attached to your box score. I could show you a sample site and how that looks. Okay, so here's our website. If you're using our website tool, okay, you'll be able to post your site here. You could have a slider here with multiple game photos and summary. If you click on this button here, it'll take you to the box score page that I showed you how to upload. You get the box score. You could have player profile pictures. You could do a write-up here. You got your stats here at the bottom. Okay, at the top here you have the option to see the score sheet. I showed you that. Go right up onto your website. Okay, and you could also go back to the league site and move back and forth. You go to the team site here, and you could look at that individual team stats. You go to the stats screen for that team. You have game by game stats. If you want to look at what happened, game by game, pick a player. You can see all their stats in every game. This is a free website that you get. If you want to do a league, that's a separate purchase, so you can call us about league pricing here. But this will have your stats up here where you could do a nice leaderboard. It all updates through an application that we give you that will manage your stats and your leaders, and be able to set games up in your schedule here. So everything is managed. It makes a really great website. Players love to see this site year to year. So that's how you work with our product here. It's very simple. When you're done, you could exit out of the scorekeeper, and then you can do this one more time, and that'll take the icon down. All right, and so what you don't want to do is keep double clicking on this and trying to start it 4 or 5 times. You got to give it a little second when you double click on it. Once this button comes up, then make sure you don't have 2 of these screens behind each other and you started the program multiple times. Okay, just start it once and you're all set. Okay, thanks for watching.